The main job of the cardiovascular system is to transport oxygen, carbon dioxide, nutrients, and other substances throughout the body. The cardiovascular system also gets rid of waste from tissues. Remember, CO2 is a waste product made in cellular respiration, so that would be transported through the cardiovascular system and delivered to your respiratory system to be exhaled. The cardiovascular system consists of your veins, your arteries, and your heart. And there's different parts of the cardiovascular system that we're going to study. So when you think of the cardiovascular system, think of it as a highway that's delivering nutrients, oxygen to all the cells of your body, and also delivering waste throughout your body. So the cardiovascular system contains blood. Blood has 4 elements in it. One aspect of blood is the plasma. The plasma is the liquid portion of the blood, and it's straw-colored. This is the plasma. The second part of your blood are the white blood cells. The white blood cells are used when you have an infection. And the white blood cells are like Pac-Man, and the white blood cells can destroy pathogens by taking them in and then breaking them down with enzymes. So they're a very important part of your immune system, and they're found in the blood. Your blood also contains platelets, and platelets are cell fragments released by the bone marrow that help in blood clotting. The fourth part of your blood are the red blood cells, and red blood cells contain hemoglobin. Remember, the hemoglobin carries oxygen. So the red blood cells are very important for delivering the oxygen to all the cells of your body. So just to review, the 4 parts of blood are your plasma, your white blood cells, platelets, and your red blood cells. Part of every person has a different type of blood. Some of you may have type A blood, some of you might have type B blood, some of you may have AB, and some of you may have type O. What's unique about the blood are the proteins that are found on the surface. So the proteins are unique to that type of blood. If you have type A blood, then you have a special A protein on the surface of your blood. If you have type B blood, you have a special type B blood protein on their red blood cells. And if you have AB blood, then you have A and B markers on your blood cell. If you have type O blood, you have no proteins on the surface. So why does that matter? Somebody who has type A blood is going to produce antibodies for type B. That means if somebody with type A blood is given type B blood, it will clot and the person will reject that type of blood because they have antibodies for type B. Somebody with type B blood cannot receive blood from somebody who has type A blood because they have A antibodies. Somebody who has type AB blood would not have any antibodies against A or B because they would be attacking themselves. So that's unique because they have no antibodies. And somebody with type O has antibodies for A and B. An antibody, just so you know, is something that can attack something that's foreign. So the antibody attacks a foreign body. So this matters because it tells you what type of blood you can receive. Somebody with type A blood can receive blood from somebody from type A or somebody from type O because type O has no markers on the surface, so your body won't recognize it as foreign. Somebody with type B blood can receive blood from somebody with type B blood or type O. Somebody with type AB blood can receive any type of blood. They can receive blood from somebody with AB, B, A, or O because they have no antibodies that are going to attack foreign cell. If you have type O blood, you can only receive blood from somebody who has type O blood. We'll study this again when we look at genetics. It's important to know now that there's 4 types of blood, and each type of blood has a specific marker on it, and type O blood has no marker. Within your cardiovascular system, you have veins and arteries. You want to know the difference between the two. Your arteries are your large blood vessels. They carry blood from the heart to your tissue. So they carry blood away, think artery, away from the heart. If they're carrying it away from the heart, that means that they're carrying oxygen to your tissues because they picked up oxygen from your respiratory system. Veins, on the other side, carry blood from the body back to the heart. They carry deoxygenated blood back to the heart so you can pick up oxygen at the respiratory system. So if veins carry deoxygenated blood, veins are going to be carrying the carbon dioxide. So veins carry to the heart, and arteries carry away from the heart. And within the veins, you can have smaller parts of the vein that are called venules. So off of the vein branches out to venules, and those branch off to capillaries. And off of the arteries, you can branch off to smaller veins called arterioles. So arterioles and venules carry blood to the capillaries. Both of these carry blood to the capillaries. You're going to want to know how blood gets circulated through your heart. So you can start anywhere, but this flow chart is going to explain to you how blood circulates through the heart. If you follow this, I want you to notice where everything is occurring. So if we begin with the superior vena cava, you'll notice, excuse me for one moment, so if we start with the superior vena cava right here, blood is going to enter the right atrium, which is right here, and from the right atrium, it's going to go to the tricuspid valve, which is right here. And then from the tricuspid valve, you're going to go to the right ventricle, which is here. And then you're going to go to the pulmonary valve. The pulmonary valve is going to be right here.
Yeah, garbage. Garbage. I want rainbow one.
And then,
Mommy! Yes?
okay. From the pulmonary valve, you're going to move to the pulmonary artery. The pulmonary artery is going to take the blood to the lungs. So from the lungs, you're going to drop off the carbon dioxide and you're going to pick up the oxygen. Then this blood is going to enter the pulmonary vein and go into the left atrium. Here's the left atrium. And then from the left atrium, you're going to enter the left ventricle. Then the blood is going to get pumped out through the aorta and the aorta is going to send blood to the rest of your body. This pathway is one that you're going to want to practice and try to learn. So it's helpful if you can label the parts of the heart and then show the pathway of blood through the heart. All the first parts, 1 through 5, are going to be deoxygenated blood. After the blood enters the lungs, 7 through 10 is going to be oxygenated blood. So practice with the partner the pathway of blood through the heart. There's 2 main types of circulation that you should know about. The pulmonary circulation is occurring on the right side of the heart. This is going to be pumping oxygen-poor blood from the heart to the lungs. At the lungs, carbon dioxide diffuses from the blood and oxygen diffuses into the blood. So pulmonary circulation is talking about the right side of the heart that's pumping oxygen-poor blood from the heart to the lungs. The systemic circulation is the left side of the heart, and this is going to pump oxygen-rich blood to the body. The cells are going to absorb oxygen and then put carbon dioxide into the blood, which is going to return to the right side of the heart and then to the lungs, where it will get filled with oxygen again. So know the difference between pulmonary circulation, which is your blood that contains mostly carbon dioxide, versus systemic circulation, which carries oxygen-rich blood. So like I was saying, if you know the parts of the heart, it'll be easier to trace the pathway of blood through the heart. So some definitions that are important to know. The aorta carries oxygen-rich blood from the left ventricle to the body. Your pulmonary artery carries oxygen-poor blood to the lungs. And you can see that in this illustration because it's blue. Your valves can control blood flow from and to the heart, so they can open and close to control blood flow. The pulmonary vein, right here, is going to carry oxygen-rich blood from the left lung to the left atrium. Your atria is one of 2 sections of the heart that takes in blood from the veins. And your ventricles are 2 sections of the heart that pump blood to the body. Spend some time looking at the heart and trying to identify the different areas of the heart. The right atrium, the tricuspid valve, the right ventricle, pulmonary valve, pulmonary artery, lungs, pulmonary veins, left atrium, left ventricle, and then aorta. Thanks for watching. I hope this is helpful. You should now watch a video with a song about how blood travels through the heart. Thanks, guys.